Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Jet Bets, the gambling podcast. I'm Brian Stein, joined as usual by Charlie and JB. We had a pretty good week. Pretty
good.
I went 7-4-2. The boys went 8-3-2.
Come on.
These damn
Let's
pushes,
go.
bro. Like 2 pushes in a week?
Pushes are killing.
I'm not even sure if we've had an actual push recorded so far.
I know we have not had. Oh, JB had one push in week 5, but I'm not going to look back and tell you what that was. None of our locks lost. 2 of them pushed.
So you mean I'm the only one who got it right? Thank you, Charlie.
JB's Ravens.
Charlie gave it to me. I
I
remember.
I stole.
Yeah.
I committed robbery.
Took the Vikings. Called 911.
You committed robbery and got your money back, but no profit.
Yes.
Yeah, the worst robbery ever.
It's like robbing a bank but leaving with your wallet.
I'm just gonna say this for the crowd because the people need to hear it. JB has only lost 2 locks this entire season. His locks are 7-2 on the year. That is very impressive.
Come on.
Congrats, buddy.
Thank you.
Alternatively, Charlie's locks are 2-6-1.
Maybe you just need to start betting the Vikings and the Ravens like me.
Yeah.
Just keep betting the Vikings and
what
the Ravens.
we're learning here
Bet
is
the purple teams.
I bet Charlie locked the Raiders at least 4 times during that time frame. So I think the moral of the story here is just don't bet the Raiders.
Avoid the Raiders, and then also don't get mad and then fade the Raiders and blindly lock the Broncos because they will also not cover.
Yeah, the spoiler, they're also not good either.
Yeah, don't bet any of that. That whole division, actually, don't even touch.
Yeah, just
It's probably not
really,
a bad move.
Yeah, I mean the Chiefs are okay, but I don't
Watch
trust
those spreads. I told you.
I know
It's
that's
a
the
heavy
hard
spread.
part.
It's another heavy spread this week.
They're the only team in that division that you actually know what to expect week in and week out. Like they're gonna be good. They may not cover, but like you feel good about betting on them.
Yeah.
Sweeps are hot. 3-1 last week. 52% hit rate on those sweeps.
What was the only one we lost last week?
We lost the.
I know. The Dolphins.
Yeah, it was the Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins by 1.
It was the Dolphins. That was a pain. My parlay didn't lose. 3-0-1. Same with JB's. 3-0-1.
Undefeated.
Charlie's parlay picks 2-1-1. Pretty good.
Hey, you're in the green.
You're still on top.
Oh, yeah.
53% of Charlie's parlay legs have been hitting. JB and I still got to climb out of that like early season hole here because
we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, you're at almost 35%. I'm at 33%. So the last 2 weeks have really helped. The 3-1 and 3-0-1s have been very, very helpful for us. Regardless of all that, I was looking at Pickett today. I had a really good weekend on Pickett.
Love Pickett.
Big fan.
Looking at the ROI, I had a 50% ROI on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. All thanks to Pickett, because we use Pickett to find the best fucking odds, the best bets, everything. You can see where the money is. It's an awesome app that syncs up with all your sports books. When you use it and you use promo code JETBETS when you sign up, they Venmo you money. It's not free credit. It's not site credit. Legitimate free dollars. All you got to do is sign up and sync your sportsbook accounts in. It keeps track of everything. It tells you where the best odds are. It tells you where the money's laying. We've used that to our advantage a couple times, haven't we? It's like, oh, public's on this one game, but the sharps are are looking the other way. You follow the sharps, and you're usually not wrong. So check out Pickett, Pikkit, in whatever app store you use, and it's a great app. Use it, and thank you for sponsoring.
If you go into your app store of choice, I'm in the Apple App Store, and it says Pickett, your sports bet tracker. The little description, tagline for Pickett is your bets and friends in one app.
That is true.
Isn't that nice?
It is like a nice little
that is
social
nice.
media.
Bets and friends in one app.
They do have a large social feature that, admittedly, I don't use a ton. I maybe should start posting our picks on Pickett. But, the social feature is nice, too, because there's a lot of cappers out there that you can find guys that are hot. They highlight who's the hottest on all of Pickett. And so if you want to tail some picks, you can do that, too.
And so, I like the calendar feature where they've shown me that I'm in the green for the last month of Sundays.
Yeah, I saw my ROI for the month of November is very good.
Oh, but my ROI for the whole month is not great, but on Sundays, I'm a baller. On Sundays, I'm a man.
It's because you parlay the weirdest things on.
Because I parlay the primetime games.
And the primetime games have sucked.
I know.
All right, well let's kick off the week here. We're in double digits now, guys. Double digits.
Yikes.
We still got plenty of football. Plenty.
I know. Well, especially because I think when I think we're halfway through the season, it's like, okay, we are for fantasy, but we are probably not even at the halfway point in terms of weeks if you count the playoffs and the Super Bowl.
No, not even close.
I mean, we have months to go, so let's not panic. Everybody, be cool. Be cool, baby, damn. So let's start out with our Thursday night banger of a matchup. The Carolina Panthers are home dogs. +3 at home against the Atlanta Falcons. The total here is 43.5.
I hate how they're trying to shove this is the rematch down our throat of that. Like, granted, the last time they played a couple weeks ago was a fantastic game.
It was.
You don't have to dub this as the rematch to me. We still know that these teams are terrible.
They are not good. Although, did you see, I know you listened to part of my take, so did you hear the stat that every team that has played the Panthers has lost in the following week? That includes the Rams, who had a bye week after they played the Panthers and then lost after the bye week.
Fascinating.
So who did they play last week?
That's a good question. They played.
Oh, they brought in Baker. They were getting shit.
The
Bengals.
The Bengals.
Oh, okay.
Bengals aren't a bye this week, though.
Oh, well, keep in mind for next week.
Yep.
It
carries over.
Yep.
The curse carries over.
It does carry over. Ravens.
Ooh,
Bengals.
guess who the Bengals play? Dumblers, baby.
Oh, it's in the stars.
I'm amazed.
It's in the stars. Let's go. We should mention bye weeks. Ravens, Bengals, Patriots, Jets. Those are the 4 on bye this week. But, this Thursday night game actually could be kind of good. The Panthers are frisky, and I think that's the best way to describe them because they're definitely not good, but their defenses seems to be good enough to keep them in games, and then
this is the same team that the Bengals just put 45 on, right?
But they also just came back. They were down a ton. They put up points. I know it was garbage time, but points can be had. Is that your way of saying that you're taking the Falcons or JB?
I am taking the Falcons.
Okay.
I don't really have a good reasoning behind this.
Cordarrelle's back. That's a good reason.
Cordero is back. That is good. That definitely adds a dynamic to the team. I'll probably be parlaying this again because I'm a dummy and putting Cordero anytime along with it. But I just think the Falcons are just right now a better team than the Panthers, just straight up. And 3 points with a team that I think is significantly better, I'm always taking that.
What say you, Charlie?
I think.
We're going off the hip today, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Usually, at least one of us comes prepared, but we've all had a pretty hectic week so far.
I like the +3, but I feel a lot better about the over. So I want the over.
You want the over 43.5.
43.5 is not that many points.
One of these primetime games has to go over.
24-20.
Barely.
24-20. Panthers.
Ooh.
Upset.
I mean, I don't think that's that much of an upset. I don't hate that.
24-20. Panthers. Book it.
I wanted to try and find a trend that might help us out here on the fly. And so I said, okay, home dogs are usually some good values. In their last 6-7 games as home dogs, the Panthers are 2-5. The under has hit in 5 of those 7 games as home dogs as well.
And those teams also had Christian McCaffrey on them.
That sounds like a negative now that they don't. But
right, I'm saying, and that was with McCaffrey. Now without him, it's like, oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I'm taking the home dog. Home dog on a short week. The Falcons. Who did they play last week? Were we just talking about this? They played the Chargers. So.
And gross but really competitive game.
I was gonna say that was a really weird game, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm just taking the home dog +3 here. The Falcons have kind of lost their magic. I think. I think part of that was because Cordell was hurt. Now he's back, but they were a fun team to watch, and it seems like Mariota's really crashed back down to earth. Mm-hmm. Kyle Pitts still isn't doing anything. Drake London has really cooled off after a hot start to the season.
I think that's kind of the big one is Kyle Pitts is still relatively inconsistent, and Drake London, who was the hottest wide receiver coming out, has really cooled down. He's still a part of the team, but he's not getting those 5 to 6 receptions for almost 80 yards now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a bit of a turn where that defense has actually kind of been what's been keeping them in games. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and just take the home dog here and hope for the best. This might be one of the first Thursday night games that we are all on something different. So, I like the little shakeup. Let's go across the pond, shall we? The Buccaneers are.
It's not even across the pond. It's in Germany.
Where do you think Germany is?
I thought across the pond was a London expression.
It's Europe.
It's just,
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole so the pond is the ocean.
I know the pond is the
So
ocean.
it's
I just thought that was
It's
specifically
all on the other side of that.
Specifically a London expression.
Still
Or British-
legally across the pond.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
It's like, oh no, they know geography's my weak point.
I sucked at geography in high school, man. I was terrible at it.
I don't even know what to say to that.
My biggest shock ever, JB didn't do well in school.
He didn't say school.
No,
Wow.
I didn't do good at school. I did not do good at school or well at school.
Wow. Getting back to save JB's dignity here. Buccaneers are 2.5-point favorites in Munich against the Seahawks. They are technically the home team. The total here is 44.5. This is the Seahawks, and I don't think it's really close, is it?
I love the Seahawks all the time. The Seahawks are so fun to watch.
Do you disagree?
No, I don't disagree, but I do have something funny to say.
Okay.
Do you remember when the Vikings went and played in England?
Yes, and you were trying to make a pillaging joke?
Yes.
Yes, I remember.
I have a similar thing.
Okay.
I Googled Pirates,
Okay.
a.k.a.
Yep.
Buccaneers,
yep.
invade Germany. Okay? Let's see what comes up.
Okay, that's a smart.
In 2009, a Somali pirate ship attacked a German naval supply ship.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm the captain now.
The German supply ship overtook the Somali pirate ship.
The Germans ain't fucking around.
Not even the Germans. Pirates, a.k.a. Buccaneers, don't do well with Germany or the Germans. For that, only that reason, not because their football team stinks, but I want the Seahawks plus 2.5 fighting off those damn Somali Buccaneers.
Like, if we're being 100% honest, I'm probably just taking money line in this game. This is a 9 o'clock game. I'm going to be pretty focused in on it. And, like, I'm probably just going to be taking the Seahawks to win straight up. Because I think they're right now, they're a better team than the Bucs, just straight up.
Yeah, Bucks kind of got, I don't want to say lucky, but they
got Brady. Brady played like Brady for the fourth quarter, the last drive, like he's done for 24 fucking years.
It was a 4:25, so it wasn't a primetime game. Mm-hmm. This is going to be like a 4 o'clock game for them. So he shouldn't be sundowning quite yet, but there's also the whole.
Is that an early bird special joke? Is that an old joke?
No, do you know what's you worked in nursing homes? Do you know what sundowning is? You don't either?
Where do we find this guy?
Oh, you know what's
No, I know what it is.
Okay. Well, he's also 10 years old, so we probably shouldn't have him
We
on a
forget
gambling
the
show.
age disparity.
So sundowning is when an old person, typically that has issues with their memories, when the sun goes down and it gets dark is when they get worse, typically, because they lose their bearings, they're not sure what's around. So because Tom Brady's old, I love explaining jokes. It's my favorite thing. Sundowning.
It's a great podcast tool. Is explaining jokes.
It's great.
How about this, too? Tom Brady's first trip out of the country as a single man.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to have biddies lined up.
Oh, my God. So many. I was going to say, is prostitution legal in Germany? But
No doubt.
I don't think it matters.
Right.
He's Tom freaking Brady. All right. Well, it took us to the second game of the slate. Sweep. The 1 o'clocks. The Chiefs are 9.5-point favorites against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who just came off a close victory from the Raiders. The total here is 50.5.
The way you said that makes me think we have the same bet.
Are we taking the under?
I'm taking the under. That's a lot of points for the Jags.
For the Jags, that's
For the
way
Jags?
too many points.
This ain't Cincy where they're going to put up 45 on their own.
Yeah, no way. No chance that happens. This is 9.5. We were just talking about spreads, the big spreads. I think they obviously beat them unless there's like some AFC South curse because they lost to the Colts. They barely beat the Titans with Malik Willis. Maybe they're just bad against the AFC South. But is this too many points for Charlie?
No. 9.5 is the perfect amount.
Perfect amount.
Perfect amount.
I really like 9.5 too, but that 50 was calling me. Just like
I do think
it's
it's a great bet too. Donder is great.
Yeah.
I agree. But especially with how they struggled last week, I think they have something to prove. I don't think Andy Reid will get embarrassed again like he did on Sunday night.
That's fair. Would you say he got embarrassed, Andy Reid?
I mean, yeah, when you score 9 points in the first half off a bye, you're supposed to be fresh. When you're 12.5-point favorites, I know he knows what the spreads are. He's not an idiot. I think he knows that game was a lot closer than it should have been.
Yeah, you're probably right. I agree.
This is also going to be. I'm excited to watch on the same field. The next Peyton Manning, the next great quarterback of our league, Trevor Lawrence, on the same field as Pat Mahomes. It's the disparity is going to be ridiculous.
Ooh, I kind of like that though. That's a good angle. But you're right. It's going to be real bad.
He's going to get exposed.
It's like, can we just have Calvin Ridley back for this one game?
Yeah,
It'd be sick.
That would be really, really ideal. I'm sure he'd make a huge impact. Under Chiefs, sexy. The Giants are at home, 6.5-point favorites against the Houston Texans. The total here is 40.5 points. This game sucks. I think the Giants here are the play though, right? Because they did lose last week, right? Or were they on a bye?
It was a bye.
It was a bye, but they lost the previous week.
Yes, to the Seahawks.
To the Seahawks, but the Texans are bad. We debated this game a lot because it was the Thursday night game against the Eagles, and it's like, oh, they kept it. They were almost covering pretty much the entire game, and then they lost and they didn't cover.
Well, Texans still covered.
Well, they did cover. I don't know why I kept thinking it was
12. It was 14
points. So they did cover, but I just think that I just can't trust the freaking Texans at all. I'm done betting on them, even though I locked them 2 weeks ago. Biggest mistake of my life.
We told you were
We
done when you
did
did that
tell you.
I was
immediately.
close for the first half, but I was feeling frisky, damn it. So I'm taking the Giants, and I'm not looking back.
You call this game gross. I call it a lock.
A lock?
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up.
The
lock it up. Lock it up.
G-Men.
Lock it up.
The Giants have the best running attack in the NFL, going against 100% the worst run defense in the entire National Football League. The Giants are off a bye fresh. They are going to go. Is it going to Houston? No,
Nope.
they're at home. They
They're
don't even
home.
go anywhere. Screw that. They're winning by 10.
Ooh, 10.
They are going to roll this team.
Let me tell you exactly how well they've done after a bye. Would you like to know? You want to know how good the Giants are after a bye?
Sure.
Well, I'm going to tell you. They're fine.
They're fine. They're all right. They're good. They're fine.
They're 4-6 against the spread in their last 10 games coming off the bye. So that's after the last 10 years.
And the Texans have only lost by less than a touchdown once all year to the Bears, 23-20.
It's a good stat. Also, the under has hit the last 3 times the Giants have played after a
This
bye,
is also
too.
probably fair.
That 40.5 is kind of an enticing under because I think it's just going to be run from both sides.
This is going to be Saquon game. I'm going to be betting the spread, and I'm going to be betting whatever Saquon's over is. I don't care what it is. I'm putting it down no matter what.
This game may be a record for the fastest NFL game ever played because the clock will not stop because they're not going to pass the ball.
No, it's Dameon
frantically.
Pierce versus. It's literally Dameon Pierce versus Saquon, and let's see who wins.
Mr. Hartz.
I want the over.
Oh,
40.5.
Okay. After all that,
The Houston Texans have scored 20 or more points in half of their games. One half.
okay,
The Giants have scored 20 or more points in 5 of their 8 games.
40.5. That's
21-20.
yuck.
Gets it done, but that's not going to be the score. It's going to be like 27-17.
Ugh.
Giants.
I'm not going to watch a second of this game. You cannot make me.
Oh, I will.
Oh, hell yeah.
A little ground and pound football.
And it's going to be on the zone. You know it's going to be on the red zone.
No doubt.
No doubt. No doubt.
I'd have 3 monitors. One for Steelers, one for Giants, one for Red Zone.
If we get the Giants.
Fair.
Who knows? Maybe. We might get the Giants. I don't know. The Bears.
Duh. I don't like how you said "the" in front of it.
Well, because I was going to say the entirely new look Bears
Fair. Duh. Bears.
are 3-point favorites at home against divisional rival Detroit Lions, who are coming off a I was trying to find an adjective because
A huge upset.
a huge victory,
An unbelievable upset.
against the Packers. Although one may argue that Aaron Rodgers lost that game more than the Lions won that game. The total is 48.5. What the fuck has happened to Justin Fields? He broke the single regular season rushing yards record for a quarterback.
It's so funny. You put 173, and that could easily have been his passing yards.
Oh, it was. I believe he threw for more, or he ran for more than he threw for.
Yeah, he
right?
did.
Like,
And I was watching it with some friends. I'm just like, did that say 173 for rushing or passing? Like,
yeah,
that said rushing, right? Like, I knew he because there was the two really big runs that were like almost 80 yards combined. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But like 173, that's the most in NFL history.
I want to hear our resident Ohio State fans' opinions on this new and improved Justin Fields.
My take on this is nothing new. This has always been there. They finally got out of their own stupid way and said, oh, maybe we should just let this hyper freak athlete do what he's good at and what he did that made him a Heisman finalist.
I believe that. I really think they're letting Justin Fields just say, you know what, it hasn't looked good, like us trying to control you. Let's just open it up to you and let's see what happens. And right now, it's looking like he's more comfortable running. Now that everybody knows that he's a threat to run it, coverage is now having to come in, allowing the big play to happen to Mooney, and now they have Claypool again with Claypool, who's the 6'4", 4.42 speed demon, and Darnell Mooney who can get open on anyone. They're now letting Justin Fields work, and it's helping. Sometimes you have to let your employees do their thing.
Yeah, it's funny that when you build your scheme around your players' strengths, you play better. So I don't know if they actually changed anything there, or if they just passed off play calling or what happened. This is what back-to-back weeks with over 30 points for the Bears. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do here?
I'm picking the Bears.
Taking the Bears?
Oh yeah. I know Detroit can play close with anybody, but I think the Bears are too hot right now.
What about you, Charlie?
The Lions are coming off a good win, but again, I think you made a good point. The Packers lost more than the Lions won.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions just stayed out of their own way long enough to get a W. 3, I would. Do we think it's going to come down? I was going to say wait till it's 2.5 for the Bears, but it looks like it might go the other way because it's minus 115 right now on FanDuel for the +3. Mm-hmm. So that means it's going to go to 3.5.
Yes. No. That means it's going to go down.
It'll go to
+2.5 because everyone's betting it.
Oh no! Wait, this is our worst segment. Wait, what?
I'm yes, it will go down to +2. I feel like we argue about this every time.
It's going to -2.5, is what you're saying?
Yes, it should. No, it should go. Well, yeah, it'll go to -2.5. I thought we were still talking about the Lions, but yes.
Okay, so I would say I would wait until it goes to Bears -2.5, and then I would hammer it when it gets to 2.5.
Yeah, it's I like this game. I don't love it. If it was at -2.5, I think I would love it. But
these are two teams that also are trying to get not trying to tank on purpose, but are trying to get good draft picks.
Yeah.
And who do I trust to mess up this game more? It's the Lions.
Fair.
So the Bears might fall into a win on accident. I will take the Bears.
According to Pickett, 83% of the money on the spreads, Chicago Bears.
Good.
Bets are pretty close to that. The public's at 79%. Money line is
same with FanDuel's. It's 80% money, 71% bet Chicago.
You can at this moment you can get Chicago at -2.5 on PointsBet, Barstool, Rivers, DraftKings, a bunch of places. So it's gonna move.
Oh, it's coming down.
I'm actually I'm logging in my Barstool app right now.
Then you should book it at 2.5, no doubt.
Yeah, we'll call this 2.5. 2.5 for the group here.
I'm fine with that
because it's gonna move down to 2.5. So does that mean we're all bearing it up? We're all bearing down.
Bear down,
Bears.
Bear down, and that is another sweet.
Got a Polish sausage lodged right in my esophagus.
What the fuck did you just say?
Bears.
2.5 is the spread for the next game too that we should start talking about.
Let's get away from whatever just happened.
Bears.
The Lurs are 2.5 point home dogs as the New Orleans Saints come to town. The total here is 40.5 points. Steelers coming off a bye week. Saints coming off a ugly, was that Monday night or Sunday night?
Yeah, it was last night.
It was last night.
Monday primetime game against who the fuck did they even play?
The Ravens.
The Ravens, that's right. So they're making their way through the AFC North here. Charlie, do I dare even ask who you have here?
Steelers money line, baby.
Oh,
Lock it in. Don't.
Oh,
lock
okay. I
it.
was gonna say, wait,
No,
really?
no.
I was gonna say that was.
I don't lock the Steelers.
I know. I was gonna say, do you feel that good about this?
But I still do. Did you watch the Saints game last night?
I did. I
They
wish I
looked
didn't.
horrific.
I
They
wish I
looked
didn't.
horrific. The Ravens diced them up, and their deep offense is terrible right now.
Yeah.
No Mark Andrews. No
Rashad Bateman.
Rashad Bateman.
They had Deshaun Jackson.
I was
catching
so
passes,
hyped to see him out
and then
there.
he got hurt in the middle of the game.
There was a couple slingers to Djax though that I was like, oh baby.
I know he wanted him. He wanted a big one.
Here's my scouting report. The Saints D line, their two ends get a lot of pressure.
Okay.
And Lamar took 15 rushes just up the gut and ran. He had to have over 100 yards rushing. He was gashing them.
It was
With
close.
just
It was like
sitting in the
close
pocket.
to 80.
He was sitting in the pocket. It would break down around him. He would just take off straight ahead and eat up huge chunks of yardage. So I think Kenny Pickett, who's already pretty scramble heavy as it is because of just being a rookie, I think I would take Kenny Pickett's over in rushing yards if you can find that prop somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
It's too early now, but yeah.
Who did the
it's
Steelers play
definitely
before the bye? I'm blanking.
They play the
Who was it? It was bad.
It was bad.
Was it the
Eagles?
It was the Eagles? Yeah.
I think it was the Eagles. There were a couple times where Kenny scrambled that reminded me that he ran a faster 40 than Josh Allen, ran a faster 40 than Justin Herbert. I was like, oh, I kind of forgot Kenny's got wheels.
He does have wheels. Underrated.
The ACC championship game, the fake slide.
The fake slide. Oh, that was such a sweet play.
That
should have never been allowed to happen.
That entire play gives me anxiety. Literally, I can't imagine how close that was to an ACL tear going for that fake slide.
Also, TJ back.
They're expecting him to return this week, and same with Casey.
Oh yeah. Not that matters as much as the defensive player of the year, but
Of course. But that's huge. That's probably why we're not. It probably should be 4.5.
it started at 3, I think, and then went to 2.5 very, very quickly. I'm taking the Lures here too. I think a bye week for the rookie quarterback is going to do wonders for this team. I think that just let him come up for air for a second. Take a break from all the scrutiny, from all the bitching, from all the Matt Canada bullshit. Let him get grounded again. Give this team a week to get healthy. Get another week for Najee. Get the defense back on track, and come up against a Saints team that's really limping, I think, right now. I mean, Jameis is healthy, right? And he's just benched. Andy Dalton.
I mean, Andy Dalton's been playing well.
Has he?
As opposed to last night, but
I mean, yeah, he's been playing.
don't get the man had a good month of football. Don't exactly typecast him for one game.
I mean, but it's still, also no.
Granted, they're not winning.
Well, I was
but
gonna say
he's still playing well.
This is just like last year. There's no weapons except Olave. Olave is the only weapon they have now. Michael Thomas is out for the year. I don't think Landry's played since week 1.
Yeah, I don't believe so either.
They keep throwing to that rookie that we didn't even know existed. Raheem or something, Rashid. And there's a lot. And Kamara's gone up and down. He did not have a good game last week or yesterday.
I needed that so bad in fantasy. He was on 3 straight weeks of 20 plus points. I'm just be Alvin Kamara. I know for 1 week
Wrong
where you're
podcast.
just absolutely just a dud.
Steelers. JP.
Another Steeler game. Another one where I'm a coward to bet the Steelers, so I'm betting the under.
Oh, I almost pressed the sweet button. Good
No,
thing I
I'm not going to
didn't.
do it because I truly don't think any team scores about 20 points in this game. I really don't. And I say that with TJ coming back in the front of my head.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I truly don't think either of these teams score 20 points in this
I
game.
don't know if he's a real Steeler fan.
Whoever wins, this game might go 17-14 on whoever, whatever direction whoever wins.
Yeah, I don't think you're a real Steelers fan. You haven't bet on the Steelers once this year.
No, I have. And it's bitten me every time, so that's why I'm betting the under. I did the math. I was 1-4 betting the Steelers. This is why I'm betting the under.
Shove that Polish sausage down your gullet.
We're not talking about Chicago anymore. Bears.
Get them pierogies and that. Dolphins at home, -3.5 against the Browns.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, I don't understand. Total's 48.5, by the way. I do not understand. This started at 4 or 4.5.
Smells like cheese.
Literally,
This is rat poison.
Yeah, this is a trap.
this is
doesn't it?
the only reason that I'm scared of this game because we just lost -4 to the Dolphins last week. It's the only reason I'm scared of this
Well, and then
game.
they gave us 3 because it started at -4, and then they said, "You're right. We just lost at 4. Let's get you to 3.5."
I'm still taking it.
I know, I am too. The Dolphins are 1,000 times better than the Browns. I don't even know what the Browns did. They were on a bye last week too, right?
They beat the Bengals before the bye.
Oh, that's right. So maybe that's fresh in people's heads. But Joe Burrow had never beaten the Browns, which is astronomically confusing. That will never make sense to me. But Dolphins -3.5. Did you see the McCarthy thing or the McDaniels thing with Justin Fields?
He told him to stop running.
Yeah, he said, "Stop it."
He said, "Stop it."
And then they asked him. His delivery in the press conferences are
He's
great.
great,
He's just so straight faced, and he's like, "Yeah, I told him to stop it."
It wasn't fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, he goes, he wasn't very coachable.
yeah. He wasn't very coachable. He was very rude. I told him to
I
stop,
love
and he kept
McDaniels.
doing
I
it.
think he's hilarious, mainly because I think he's a giant nerd, and so I relate to that.
I think he's just. It's very fresh. Like he seems very authentic. It's almost Tomlin-esque, where it's like Tomlin is maybe doesn't have that authentic feel anymore. But before, like years and years ago when he first came on the scene, it's like there wasn't coach speak. He was just being himself, and I think that's kind of what McDaniels is doing here. He's just having fun, and he's just kind of a goofball, and I love it. So
I need to do a quick Google here because I might want to L word this.
okay.
Are you looking at the weather, or what are you looking
I'm
at?
looking at an injury report.
To my knowledge, nobody's significance out.
Okay,
I'm trying to think off the top of my
I want to
head.
lock it up.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
I
Browns, right?
cannot possibly shut up. I don't see a world where this doesn't happen,
I don't either. Makes very little
and
sense.
I will feel so good about it. Ugh.
I felt
great.
I felt real good about it until you decided to lock it, but still sweep.
You're saying I steal your lock?
No, I'm saying that your locks have performed very poorly this season,
Oh, that's true.
but our sweeps have performed rather well.
Two
So-
negatives
Well,
cancel each other out.
Well, what's the unstoppable force meets an immovable object here is really what's happening.
The Browns lose.
Yeah, that's the negative. Is that Browns always lose. This game should be on primetime. You should not be sticking this game within the fucking 1 o'clock slate.
100% agree. This is bullshit.
I hate
What
it.
is the Sunday night game?
I don't even know.
Chargers, Niners.
Okay, Eagles, Commanders are Monday night. Get that shit out of here.
Yeah, yep. I'm tired. I don't want to see no more Manders.
Gonna say Sunday. That's all right. That's an all right game. Niners, Chargers is all right, but
Bills -5.5, coming off a tough loss to the New York Jets
that was a bad one. That was a toughie.
against the Vikings here, who coming off a win but not a cover, a nice little push against
Washington football
against-
Commanders.
Yeah, against the football Manders. Total here is 45.5. I like two things here. I like the Vikings, and I like the over.
I'm a big fan of the over
45.5 for these two teams?
for a team that's who people argue is the number one team, the team that's the least talked about 7-1 team in history.
I really do not understand why is this so low?
probably
Josh
so
Allen's
yeah,
hurt.
probably solely because of the Josh Allen elbow right now.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about his elbow. He's not like officially on the injury report though, right? Like
I think he's on the injury report,
He's
but
limited in practice.
Oh, okay. But he's
Might-
gonna play.
Might need to get surgery.
Oh, really?
Yeah, UCL surgery. The same one.
what?
That UCL in your elbow.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Ben had it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
so I like
That makes
the
me
over.
want the Vikings even
Here's
more,
the
though.
thing:
The Vikings
I
are
like
my
the
official
over.
pick.
I'm gonna pick the over, but this is probably a game I'm staying away from my picks and maybe
Oh,
actually
no way.
betting.
I hope this game is on with the Steelers game because this game will get its own TV. Mm-hmm. So I got the Vikings. Give me the +5.5.
I'm taking the over.
Charlie.
I
I love the Vikings, and this is +7.5, but things have changed.
I will take the Vikings +5.5. The Bills can't put anybody away.
That's a good point.
And that is fair. That's fair.
Also, Kirk Cousins is jacked. What the fuck happened there?
Dude, he's shredded.
And so was Shefty. When did you see Shefty making
I
fun
was
of
like,
him?
where Shefty doesn't have tits?
I
thought
know.
for sure Shefty would have tits.
He did not have tits.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
He
about
had
that.
pecs. There were no tits.
I'm not lying. I thought about that immediately. I was just like, I expected Chef to have tits behind that suit.
He always looks like he just kind of has a dad bod.
Yeah.
But like,
And he's tragically short.
he is tragically short. Like, it's so tough because like he's probably our height. He's probably like 5'9".
Oh, he's shorter than that.
You think?
I think he is.
absolutely.
I'm sure he is.
But
I can look this up while we talk.
he's always going like, oh, he's on TV with all these former NFL athletes who are all 6'3",
That's true.
and it's like
It's
just
funny
makes
with
it
him
so
next to
much
like
worse.
Maria Taylor. And
Yes,
she's like,
she's tall.
and she's a fox.
She is
say.
a very handsome woman.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
Please come on the pod.
Yes.
That's
Ooh,
my new
that'd be
thing.
great.
I'm going to start inviting people on the pod.
Do it if you get anybody on the pod. Maybe we should do some
I got
guests.
Schefter about 5'8". I got Schefter at 5'8".
We're taller.
Yeah, that's close.
Good for us.
Closer than I want it to be.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture they put next side by side, the Schefter and Kirk Cousins next to each other, shirtless?
No.
And they said, Schefter retweeted it, and he said, frick. Oh, Spartan versus Wolverine.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
'Cause
because
Michigan
Michigan
State-
State.
Are we about to
Yeah.
do this quick Sunday night fights? Who would win in a fight? Kirk Cousins or Adam Schefter?
I think Cousins.
You like that?
Cousins got the reach.
Schefter would use one of his 5 cell phones to block the punches.
yeah. He just starts throwing the cell phones like
That's the
fucking
thing,
ninja stars.
like old school video games. Schefter win because he has projectiles because of the phones.
Yeah, just starts whipping them like ninja stars. Oh my goodness gracious! Great balls of fire. Yeah, Vikings too many points here, plus 5.5. I don't understand why this is not like a 3.5 game. Like it doesn't make sense. You okay over there?
Yeah, it's got to be the injury, Josh Allen injury. Once we get more clarification, I bet it moves a ton. One way or the other.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm surprised this is not like 3.5. The spread. I think it should be closer.
Even still,
The Vikings are a 1-loss team. The Bills are what? They're now 2 or 3 losses now.
2.
They lost to the Dolphins and they lost to the Jets. I thought they lost to they beat the Chiefs. They did beat the Chiefs. I don't know. I think this should be way
home
closer.
field.
Yeah, I guess home field makes a big difference here, I think, but I still
Minnesota plays in a dome, right?
Yes, they do.
yeah, they do
Do
play
a
in a
weather
dome.
check.
Hey Siri. No, I'm not doing that. You
I can do it while we go to the next game.
Yeah. Titans, last 1 o'clock game here. Titans are 3-point favorites at home against the Denver Broncos. Lowest total of the week, 38.5. This game fucking stinks.
It does, but I think 38 is a little too low.
Little too low. You're taking a lot of totals today, JB.
I am. I've been relatively hot with totals. One of my big bets last week was parlaying 3 total games.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
So, but I'm not saying Broncos are totally back, but Russ is playing better. Not great, but better. And the Titans are a pretty solid team when they just give Derrick Henry the ball 20 times. Or 30 times, I should say, which is fine. Because that's how they win, and that's how they won since they drafted Derrick Henry in 2016. So, I think this could be a little sneaky, decent game. Like, decent enough to get over 40 points.
Well, how's that weather looking?
41 degrees, sunny with 15-mile-an-hour winds.
Okay.
I don't know if that's significant enough for football.
Yeah, a little breezy, but I don't
I was
think
gonna
that's...
say for the kicking, probably, but only that will probably take away 3 to 5 points at max.
I don't know what I want to do here. Actually, I lied. I'm locking the Titans.
You better lock it up.
Locking the
Lock it up.
Titans?
Lock it up. Lock it
Considered
up.
it.
Lock it up.
I mean,
The Broncos
it's not
are
a
bad.
It's not a bad pick, but it's still kind of surprising.
The Broncos are bad.
This isn't you picking Houston again.
No,
but
no, it's
still
not.
a little surprising.
The Titans are a fucking good team. They against the spread, I think they're like I think they're like 6 or 7-0 now against the spread over the last however many games.
Taney's got to be back this week, right? He's missed 2 weeks with illness.
I
or
don't.
like some...
I don't care if he's back. They've almost went 2-0 with Malik Willis at quarterback. What you said stands the test of time. Derrick Henry gets 100 yards. The Titans are like 1,003. Like they never lose when he gets over 100 yards. Feed him. I don't care. They know they. This is.
I'm glad you come back around.
This is me too. This has proven to me that like, hey, guess what? Malik's not going to throw the fucking ball. You just stack the box and it doesn't fucking matter. I know the Broncos defense is good. I don't care. This is not gonna be a blowout. This is gonna be a good game. We're gonna run the ball down their throats and just call it.
Broncos are good, but like half the reason, or the defense is good, but half the reason is because Surtain is playing like one of the best corners in the league.
That's a good point.
There's no wide receiver to cover.
Yeah, no reason to cover. Yeah, there's oh no.
They're going to put Nick Quinny Westbrook on him, and like it's not going to matter because they're not going to throw it to him anyway.
It's a quality name. Great name. Where you going here, Mr. Hartz?
I'm taking the Titans as well.
Titans, let's go, baby.
Tighten up.
Tighten up. Is that their thing? Tighten up?
Should be.
I actually kind of like that. If we're being honest, I kind of like that.
I think it actually is. I think that is what their thing is. But
That's neat. Whoever thought that needs a raise.
well, it's Charlie. We were just
It
here
was
for
me. Credit me.
Hand up. It was me. We got 3 4:00 games this week.
One more better than last.
So I don't know if it was you that said that or that I read that somewhere that apparently there's like a contract thing where like CBS and stuff like that. That was you, right? Oh, tighten up.
Tighten up, baby.
It is their thing. Tighten up. That's gonna be the name of the podcast, but it's gonna be Tighten Up. TIGHTN up. Yeah, the 2 o'clock game or the 2 games suck, but I guess that's something like in their contracts for like with like CBS stuff like that, where there's like a couple weeks every season that they're only allowed to have 1 game in the same slot, and that was one of them. So that will happen again, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But here, this is talking about stinky games that are in semi-prime time. The Raiders are -6.5 at home in Vegas against the Colts. The total's 42.5. I will not touch this game with a 2 billion thousand foot pole. You cannot make me. But I think I just want the points because I don't know if the Raiders are 6.5 points better than anybody.
They are not. Trust me. I know from experience. They are bad.
Raiders expert Charlie Hartz.
Colts are second place in their division somehow.
By some miracle.
That's that tie, I think, right? That's what's putting them above the Jags.
Humongous win over the Chiefs, and is that their only?
They're what? They're 3-1.
They're 3-5-1.
Yeah, 3-5-1. Actually, wait, timeout. Jeff Saturday game. How do we feel about this? We gotta have to talk about this.
They're gonna lose. The Colts are not winning this game solely for the fact that there was that tweet that circled around that Jeff Saturday is like the Raiders stink, and now he's coming off his couch to coach an NFL football game.
Not off his couch. He was coaching high school football.
I could coach high school football.
Not
in
like
Des
Jeff
Moines,
Saturday.
Iowa.
No, it was in Georgia.
Oh, was it?
It was in Georgia. It's a prep school in Georgia.
Okay.
Colts are not winning. I don't know if they cover, so I'm picking the under. This is my last total. I promise.
You pick whatever you want. Whatever God tells you to pick, you pick. I'm sticking with the Colts with the points. Jeff Saturday, be damned.
I think this is a boys. The boys are going to rally for Jeff Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
They rally. They don't even know him.
I think they're going to rally.
They don't know him.
He's been in that building.
He's a legend. He's a Colts legend.
Even McAfee was like, I don't even know if that door to his office has been open since he's been hired.
He's a special advisor for the Colts.
Cool. He gets a text from Irsay being like, "You think Matt Ryan's good?" And he probably went, "Yeah, I think that's a great idea."
No, the world's gonna explode because they're not only gonna beat the Raiders, they're gonna beat the piss out of the Raiders, and Jim Irsay's gonna go on a fucking parade, and he's gonna hire like Tony Dungy as like special teams coach.
Bring them all back.
He's gonna call like Torrey Holt, not Torrey Holt, Reggie Wayne.
Yeah,
bring Reggie
Marvin
Wayne back,
Harrison
Edgerrin
back.
James.
Oh my
Get the old crew back together.
Peyton.
Irsay watched Hard Knocks.
Everyone but Peyton.
Irsay watched Hard Knocks and was like, "Oh, I like how they have all football players back there." Guess what? The Lions have won 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ! Did you see the Joey Molinaro, Jim Irsay bit?
Yes, I did.
I thought it was very
so
funny.
good.
He is a very talented internet personality. I thought that was very funny. So we got 2 Colts. We got 2 Colts plus 6.5 and 1 under here, huh? Under 42.5. You feel good about yourself?
I don't feel good that I love that they hired Jeff Saturday because I want more linemen to get appreciated. It's the dumbest move in the history of the league is to bring a dude off his couch just because he played center for the best quarterback that's ever graced that franchise.
People did say like he was a coach as a player, like even when he was younger,
whenever
like,
Payne's on his back, it's like quit fucking calling plays Saturday.
Yeah.
AJ
you
Hawk
block.
too.
We're pass block. You block.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That didn't make any sense. I was like, I don't understand what you're yelling at him for. Like, it was very confusing.
I love Jeff Saturday. I don't like Jeff Saturday as a coach. That came off of coaching high school.
Still a coach. Still coaching experience. Ugh. Yeah, you're right. Okay, this game sucks. Let's move on. Rams -3 at home against the Cardinals. The total here is 43.5. Seems like the Rams always have the Cardinals number, but this kind of feels like two teams going the opposite direction, doesn't it?
I think Kingsbury's coaching for his job.
I think he is too.
Yeah, I would
really
agree
do.
with that. So does that mean we bet on like the guy that's got something to lose, or what?
I'm betting the Cardinals +3
For sure. When in doubt,
I
take the
really just
points.
don't like. I just see more good things coming from the Cardinals than I have been from the Rams recently.
It really is amazing how different the Cardinals look with DeAndre Hopkins. You hear it all the time when we talk about, teams that win Super Bowls, and it's like, well, they never really have a really good wide receiver because it doesn't really matter. Like, the rest of the team is more important. Whenever you pay a wide receiver, you don't win a Super Bowl. This is the zag to that zig because this team is in shambles without DeAndre Hopkins, and at least looks passable and serviceable.
Can we also talk about how Kyler should not be chewing anybody out ever? Like,
He's a leader. He's a captain.
but looking up to DeAndre Hopkins, like, you motherfucker, you better run the right route. Like,
It should be like, yeah, I'm going to need you to sit down on the bench before I yell at you.
DeAndre Hopkins could pick Kyler Murray up, sit him on the bench, and go, "You're nothing without me."
You're in timeout, is what you're basically saying. Yeah, I mean, it's...
I'm a little hot on this podcast right now.
I was
I'm
just
feeling
saying,
it.
you're getting a little toasty. But I'll tell you what that is, though.
Another sweep.
Another sweep. Last 4 o'clocker, 4:25 are here. Packers +5 at home dog against the Cowboys. 42.5 here. Cowboys coming off a bye.
No, didn't they just beat Chicago?
No, that was Miami. Coming off a bye.
Okay, then
Coming
that was
off a bye.
the week before. Then you're all right.
I'm gonna let's let Charlie start here since JB's on his hot streak. What's your pick here, Mr. Hartz?
I'll take the boys.
Them boys, 5.5.
The boys. This 5 now on FanDuel.
Is it 5?
5 flat on FanDuel.
Oh yeah, yes, it is 5. You are right.
I will take the boys. The Packers are looking like horrible. I can't explain how bad they're looking, and that was against the Lions. This is a legit team they have to play at home. Sure, whatever that means now for them, but I think the Cowboys win and they win big.
I was going to say, I think this truly should be like 7,
Yeah.
if we're being honest.
Is that your way saying you're taking the boys too?
Yeah, and like the one saving grace of their pass attack was Romeo Doubs, and now he's out for a month. Like,
Yeah. The final nail in the coffin for me is that coming off of a bye, the Cowboys are 5-1 in their last 6 games. 7-3 over the last 10 games off of a bye. The over is also hit in 9 out of those 10 games. So keep an eye on that total too.
I currently have 7 picks for my 4-4, and I have no idea which way I'm going with this.
Oh, that's funny because we said this in the group chat earlier this week. You guys were like, "Oh, I love the board this week," and I'm sitting there going, "I don't love anything about this board." And then we've picked, and I love. There's some good
Like
picks
I said,
here.
we have at least 4 to 5 sweeps already.
Well, and we've got another one.
Come on.
All right, that was our last. I would say that's our last week. That's our last 4 o'clock game. It's time for Sunday night fights.
All right. 2 handsome boys in the ring today.
Are 2 handsome boys.
2 handsome boys. Welcome to another edition of Sunday Night Fights. In the red corner, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 215 pounds, fighting out of Arlington Heights, Illinois, by way of Eastern Illinois University. Jimmy, a.k.a. Jimmy G, a.k.a. Jimmy GQ, a.k.a. Gucci Garop. You like that one, JB?
Gucci Garop.
Gucci Garop. Jimmy Garoppolo.
I like Jimmy G. Koo.
So handsome.
In the other handsome corner that is blue, standing 6'6" tall, a towering figure at 240 pounds, fighting out of Eugene, Oregon, by way of the University of Oregon, Justin Herbert, a.k.a. Herb, a.k.a. G Herbo, a.k.a. J Herbo, a.k.a. Herbert Fully Loaded.
I was waiting for the Herbert.
I like
fully loaded.
actually Herbert Fully Loaded is great. That's actually great.
That is a very good one.
I'll say this: size matters. I think Justin
Beats his ass.
beats his ass.
I think so too. I think this is just one of those. The only thing, I don't think anybody played baseball here,
I'm doing a Google right now.
but I do think that personality-wise, I don't know if Herbert has it in him to actually beat the shit out of somebody. He's a very mild-mannered, Clark Kent kind of guy from Oregon. Went to Oregon. Those Pacific Northwesters are very hipstery, very quiet. So I think that if you got Jimmy G riled up just enough, the Midwest you betchas would come out, and he would.
Oh, you betcha.
You betcha.
Actually would probably start wailing on him. So I'm going to go against the grain here, and I think Jimmy G might actually kick the shit out of him. I don't think either of them played baseball, though.
Garoppolo cited his baseball background. He was a pitcher in high school, also a basketball point guard before focusing on football. So it doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Not a baseball guy if you only played in high school.
Not a baseball guy.
In our case.
Yes, not a baseball guy.
Yeah, not a baseball guy in terms of Sunday Night Fight material.
I still like that we haven't really ever figured out, like, are these boxing matches? Are these bar fights? I feel like we just kind of like throw it around however we want to paint the picture.
It's UFC.
Is it UFC?
It's UFC rules.
So it's an octagon.
Octagon. You can kick. You can punch. You can wrestle.
You can throw cell phones if you're Adam Schefter.
You're allowed one prop. If you're a member of media,
one prop for media members
you have
only.
one prop.
And that was Week 10's Sunday Night Fights. The spread is substantial.
A lot.
The Niners are 7-point favorites at home against the Chargers. The total here is that awkward number, that 45.5. I don't even I feel like I haven't watched any Chargers games, but what I know is that Keenan Allen just refuses to get healthy. Mm-hmm. Mike Williams still has his ankle, right? Was it an ankle? Was it a knee? Something.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
One of those
he is
lower body injury.
It was a joint of some sort, a body injury, what have you. Austin Eckler still looks good, but they barely beat the Chargers this week. Lost to the Seahawks the week before. Barely beat the Broncos. Had to go to overtime. Barely beat the Browns. I don't know if this team is good. This was my sneaky Super Bowl pick this year, and I just don't know if Justin Herbert's as good as we thought he was going to be, or how. I don't know. I know JB's big up on him, but I want to hear Charlie's thoughts because you look like you're making a face.
I don't think you can blame this whole thing on Justin Herbert.
Who do you blame it on?
Brandon Staley is a loose cannon coach.
I kind of like that, though. I like that he just kind of goes with his guts. He follows the analytics.
Which part do you like? Not making the playoffs last year or not making the playoffs this year?
That's okay. That's fair. All right, that's fair. I like the parts where he doesn't call timeouts, too.
Yeah, and he goes for it on 4th and 6, on his own 25, because the analytics say that the weather's right, and it's the sundial told him to do it.
That's the part that I kind of like. It's don't go to the beat of your own drum. But the rest of it, yeah, very bad.
Yeah, so I hate this spread.
Yeah.
I also hate this total, because neither of these teams are going to put up 1 million points, and I hate taking unders. Ooh, this stinks.
You're walking all around this game.
I am. I will take the Niners -7.
That was a long walk for me to agree with you. I'm also taking the Niners.
Whoa, really? -7. You're taking the Niners here.
The Chargers are bad, man.
They are, and they're not healthy.
The Niners are getting healthy.
Nobody's healthy.
The Niners are getting scary. They're going to be so good.
And they might get Debo back this week.
I am going to disagree with you, but I want to check Pickett to see if there's enough on this game yet to see.
Let's see what Pickett has to say.
Right now on FanDuel, it's 70% of the money going towards the 49ers and 57% of the bets. What did it say for Pickett?
Pickett has 69% of the bets on the Niners, so you guys are with the public. But 61% of the money is on the Chargers.
It's pretty close. There's a lot of time between now and then.
I mean, this is a very stark difference that the public is on the Niners and the sharps are on the Chargers +7. I was leaning on the Chargers here. I think the 7 is just too many, and that's what I'm going to stick with here. Is I'm going to take the Chargers because 7 is just too many points. All their games have been close. Even the losses have been close. So I think that they can keep it within a touchdown, and that's what I'm going to hope and pray for.
23-13.
Writing it down. You think they put up 13 points?
This defense is gnarly, and their offense is Austin Eckler.
Or bust.
End of sentence.
Gerald
Josh
Everett's,
Palmer had 100 yards.
Gerald Everett's good. The Philadelphia Eagles on Monday night are 10.5-point favorites against the Washington Commanders. The total here is 43.5. JB, finish us off with the last game of the night.
Interdivision game, high spread. I think Commanders are actually kind of hot. They're playing relatively well right now.
Heineke.
The team runs better through Heineke than anybody else, and it's weird. So I'm picking the Commanders football team, whatever the hell you want to call them. Red or I'm not allowed to say it.
Yeah, don't say that one. Close, but not quite. So you're taking the Manders, huh? That scares me.
It's a lot of points, and Houston didn't cover against them, or Houston covered against them.
It is a divisional matchup too, which is something to be noted.
That's what I said.
Big spread. I'm sorry. I was trying to find a stat to either tear you down or build you up here, and I didn't really find anything other than the under has hit in 3 of the last 4 meetings between these two teams. The Eagles, wrong bird. The Eagles have won the last 3, but have only covered one of those games and pushed another. So there's no real trends here other than Philly moneyline may be a safe bet, but we're not pussies here. We're not taking a minus 400 bet. Mr. Hartz, taking the points?
Commanders.
2 Manders again.
I'm waiting for
The shoe to drop.
I'm waiting for the Eagles to finally have a hiccup. And it may not come because of this cupcake-ass schedule that they have.
You really do hate the Eagles.
I don't hate them. I'm sick of everyone dick riding the Eagles. If the
undefeated.
Eagles, they'd be undefeated. If the Steelers played St. Thomas Aquinas High School, they'd be undefeated too.
Yeah, but every good team this season has lost to a bad team. The Chiefs have lost to the Colts. The Bills lost to the Jets. I know the Jets are better than what they were, but everybody's losing to bad teams. So it doesn't matter. It's still the NFL. These are still NFL caliber teams, even if they are bottom half of the league.
This is called sitting on a take until it comes true.
I
and
know.
I can tell you, I've been telling you for weeks.
Yeah. What are the odds they lose one
I'm
game?
Squatting on this take.
Whole season.
If they have a close game this week, and they will, or if God forbid they lose, you will not hear the end of it from me. I'm taking a week-long parade in the group chat. You'll have to mute me or kick me out of the group chat now that JB has an iPhone.
Even better, I think, though, is that the perfect squatting on the take for you would be if they go 17-0 and because of their cupcake schedule, and then get their teeth kicked in the divisional round because they'll have the bye week, and just get destroyed by the wild
Tom Brady
card.
again.
Oh God, my God, yeah. That would be that's your Super Bowl right there, is if that happens.
I'm worried about the NFC playoff picture because I'm thinking about who the quarterback matchups are going to be horrific.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be bad.
We're gonna have Jimmy G against Daniel Jones.
Oh my God, that's so bad.
Yeah, or Kirk Cousins against Jalen Hurts.
That's not bad. That's not terrible. But that's probably
prime time.
That's probably the best one though, which is the scary part.
I guess.
Yeah, but that's the scary part. Is
Geno
that's the
Smith.
best side. Oh my God. Against Jimmy G. Against Kyler Murray.
Or against Tom at 8-9.
Yeah.
Tom Brady makes the playoffs.
Ugh, makes me sick to my stomach. I'm taking Philadelphia. 10.5 is too many. I do not love this, but I do believe that, especially when it comes to Tyler Heineke, what goes up comes down pretty hard. He's had 2 pretty up weeks since he's been starter. He is the streakiest quarterback of the last since Ryan Fitzmagic probably. So I think that this is the time where he's going to crash back down to earth and just have a really piss-poor, terrible game. So that's what I'm banking on. I don't love this pick, but that's my logic.
Divisional game, over 10 points.
I don't love it. I said I don't love it.
Okay.
But
It's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points.
So many points.
But mini bye week, too, for Philadelphia. Played Thursday night. Nice and rested and healthy.
Oh, good. They should get a lot of rest after that tough game they had last week.
Also, maybe I change it
Where
to
they didn't cover the spread.
Maybe I change it to the under, actually. Am I allowed to change it to the under?
You can. I'm allowing you.
Okay. I'm changing to the under because the more I think about it, you got a nice, well-rested defense that has Robert Quinn and all these fucking guys, and that's going to be the downfall of Heineke. He may cover the 10.5, but they will not score more than 14 points.
We'll see.
Final answer. Oh, okay, here's my prediction. Final score, 24-13. One off of your 23-13 your prediction of the Chargers.
24-13 would be them covering a spread.
That's fine. That's why I changed my pick. All right, time for the last segment of the night.
Parley, parsnip, parsley, partner. Parlay? That's the one. Parlay.
Someday Disney will slide in my DMs for that, and that will be the day.
Cease and desist.
That will be the day that this podcast has officially made it. Mr. Bayer, would you care?
I have to go first. All right.
You always go first.
You do always go
I
first.
know, but I have so many picks I like this week. It's hard to not just.
Do you want to
4.
wait since you have so many? Do you want to have...
No, I'll go. I always go first. All right.
You just complained about always going first.
This week for my 4 short 4, utterly known as the Faux for Show.
4!
Sorry, I was a little late there.
We are starting with my lock of the week. Giants -6.5. They are going to absolutely roll Tennessee in that terrible pass blocking offense.
Not Tennessee.
Rush defense, excuse me.
Not Tennessee.
Texans.
What I said Titans, excuse me. So we're going to do that. I'm going to go with the Dolphins -3.5. Absolutely, they're going to beat the Browns. This is one I was kind of not expecting to put in here, but I think I like it too much. I'm going with the Cowboys -5 against the Packers. I just can't trust the Packers right now to save my damn life. And I'm a little bit scared off Chicago versus Detroit because I know Detroit, so I'm going to take that one away. I'm going to go with the under 50.5 for Jacksonville and the Chiefs. That is my 4. I took away the Bears -3 because again, Detroit always plays people close, so I have a little bit of doubt, and I just have a wee bit of doubt against the Seattle, even though I'm probably going to hammer Seattle, especially if it goes to 3.
I'm glad that you took those 2 away because those are the first 2 picks of the triple Bs, the Brian's best bets. Seahawks +2.5, Bears -3, Cowboys with you -5.5.
It's gonna be a big betting weekend,
and the Vikings +5.5. I think that sports are sports. I think that things are going to happen, and I think we're going to win bets. That's my analysis.
Well said.
Thank you. Charlie. The Charlie Parlay.
I want the over, Thursday night over. Falcons-Panthers.
Ooh.
I want the Kansas City Chiefs -9.5. I want the Pittsburgh Steelers +2.5.
Oh, let's go. Home dog,
baby.
baby.
And to wrap it all up, put it in a bow, Tennessee -3.
My lock. Let's do it. I love it. Thursday night over, Kansas City -9.5, Steelers +2.5, Tennessee -3. Anything else we want to talk about today? Did we miss anything? Nothing worthwhile? I think we covered all the fun stuff here.
I think so.
Excited to see Jeff Saturday Excited to see the Steelers back and after a bye week and maybe not break our hearts. We got a nice little schedule here. We can talk about that. Nice little schedule on the back half of the season for the Lurs. Maybe a little bounce back, gets close to 500 again. Gets back in that playoff picture. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at JetBetsGamble. We're actually pretty close. We're almost to 700 followers. So go check us out there. Maybe if you're the 700th follower, I'll shout you out on the podcast.
Ooh.
Yeah, real big incentive there to go follow us at JetBetsGamble.
Hey, people pledge Patreons for that much.
That's true. Shout outs to all those guys on. We don't do any of that yet, though maybe we will one day. We do have a YouTube. We're putting the podcast up on there right now. So if you're listening on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. It's been a crazy couple months, so I haven't been able to put out the YouTube content that I wanted to or plan to, but it will come back around, and the podcast will be up there for another avenue to listen. Pickett, PIKKIT, promo code JETBETS for free money from them. They'll Venmo you. And that's it. We got football back. More and more and more. Let's go win some fucking money.